Good morning, children. Now this is 14th lesson. In the previous class, I said some important rulers of Mughal Empire. Who are the important rulers of Mughal Empire? Here I wrote already Babur. Babur was the founder of Mughal Empire. After Babur, Humayun. Next one, Akbar. Next one, Jahangir. After Shah Jahan. The last one, Aurangzeb. What is that? Aurangzeb. So they are the rulers of Mughal Empire. So now look at this Mughal Empire is ruling, and at the same time many small kingdoms also there. Many small regions ruling by small kings of the local people. Okay, so that is why relations with other rulers. So these Mughal Empire, that means Mughal rulers are dealing with other rulers friendly manner. With friendly manner. For example, here they need tax. How can they collect the tax? Because they appointed some army members, cavalry, horse riders, etc. So with that all, they are protecting their land first. After, they are appointing other rulers also. They are friendly moving with other rulers. So in this way, they are appointing other persons also as collectors. Okay, children. Next one, they married with other kings' daughters. For example, here Rajputs. Who are that? Rajputs. So they married Rajput daughters, Rajput rulers' daughters. So when they married, they are maintaining a good relations with Rajputs. So if the so that is why the Rajputs are always helping to the Mughal rulers. Why? Because they are already married with them. So this is the main tactful way to maintain good relations with other countries or other regions of this Mughal Empire. Next one, children. Not all Rajputs under the control of these Mughals. Some Rajputs already resisted. For example, I wrote here Sisodia from Chittor. So he resisted the authority of the Mughal rulers. Okay, remaining Rajputs are always cooperated with them, and they married with their sons. They also gave, these Rajputs also gave their daughter, etc. But Sisodia is resisted under the authority of Mughals in those days. Next one, friendship. Main, they are cooperating with other rulers and also maintaining good friendship. Why? Because they want to expand their kingdom. That is the main aim of this Mughal Empire or Mughal rulers. So in this way, they started marrying the Rajput girls or daughters. Okay, children. Next one, here Jahangir. For example, we know Jahangir. So Jahangir mother is Rajput daughter. Who? Amber daughter. Amber is at present Jaipur. So Jaipur king Amber daughter is Jahangir's mom. Are you understood? Next one, Shah Jahan mother. Shah Jahan mother also Rajput daughter from Jodhpur. So the Jodhpur king gave his daughter to Mughal Empire. So that is why Shah Jahan mother became Rajputs. Next, children, listen. They appointed some Munsur. That means they followed one system to collect the tax and also supervise that all regions. In this way, they appointed some Munsur. That means Munsubdar system. What is that? Munsubdars and also Jagirdars. So these Munsubdars and Jagirdars are appointing by Mughal Empire. What is the main purpose of this appointment? Because they want to take tax, that means they want to collect the tax. It is impossible to collect the tax from all vast area. So that is why they appointed, for example, in this region one man and another region one man, etc. So they called them as Munsubdars. Okay, these Munsubdars' duty is collect tax from the farmers or cultivators or artisans, etc. from the people. Okay, children. Next, actually these Mughals, they are a small number. They came from Turkey. Okay, but they took the help of or appointing Iranians as Munsubdars, Indians as Munsubdars or Jagirdars, Afghans. Okay, next Rajputs, Marathas, etc. So their main political system is not only doing by only the Mughals. These Mughals are appointing a different people. For example, Indians, they appointed Indians, they appointed Afghans, they appointed Rajputs. Okay, so I wrote here Marathas, etc. So when they appointed as Munsubdars, they are collecting tax and giving or sending this tax to the Mughal Empire. So in this way they are strengthening. They became strongest empire in our region. So that is happening, children. Okay, next one. For example, we already discussed about Vijayanagara kingdom. In that Vijayanagara kingdom also, the kings appointed some Nayakas. What is the main purpose of Nayakas? Here the main duties of Nayakas are to collect tax, maintain peace, law and order, okay, in a certain region. But what happened? These Nayakas are revolting against the Vijayanagara kings, and they independently announced their region is an independent one. That means they announced for that region as king. So that is happened in Vijayanagara king. Okay, the Vijayanagara kings also appointed Nayakas to collect the tax and also to control that certain region. Okay, likewise here Mughals also appointed some members to look after a certain region. They are called Munsubdars and Jagirdars. But this is very different than Vijayanagara kings. But Vijayanagara kings appointed Nayakas. These Nayakas announced their part or region is a independent one, and they ruled as a king. But here in Munsubdar system, which is appointed or introduced by Mughals, it was not easy. Why? Because, listen, every Munsubdar has to transfer from one region to another region 2 or 3 years after. Are you understood, boys? 2 or 3 years after. Children, listen. So the Nayakas are settled in a separate region long time. So that is why they were able to conquer that land, and also they resist. They announced their part is a independent kingdom. But here Munsubdars, it is not possible. Why? Because they are transferred from one region to another region after 2 years or after 3 years, like an employer. Okay, so that is why they were unable to control that region. Okay, because the people are, if the Munsubdars will transfer to another area, they are the new person in that area. After 3 years, they will transfer to another area. In that area also they will new person. So that is why it is not possible to control that region. So that is why they did not announce that is region is an independent one. They did not control as a king. Okay, so that is implementing by Mughal empires. Actually, these Munsubdars appointing cavalry, horsemen, next to sales and purchasing of good seed of horses, etc. So they are paying salaries to them. Okay, they are collecting tax. Okay, after collecting of this tax, they are paying salaries to the remaining employers, cavalry, horsemen, etc. They are protecting that all region, and also they are under the control of Mughal Empire. So finally, these all Mansubdars in different regions, they are also under the control of Mughal Empire. So these all Mansubdars are sending the tax to the empire. Okay, and also these Mansubdars are supervising the certain region, maintaining law and order, supervising cavalry, horsemen, etc. Okay, children. So that is happening in that Mughal Empire system. Next, children, here if the Mansubdar will die, his son do not appoint as Mansubdar. That means the Mansubdar system is not hereditary. That means after Mansubdar, his son will come as Mansubdar. After that man, his grandson will come as Mansubdar. So this system is not there. Okay. After dying of, that means after death of this Mansubdar, again the emperor will appoint another person, not the son of the dead man. So that is also occurred in Mughal Empire. Okay, but in monarchy system what happened? In monarchy system, after king, his son, after death of the king, his son will come as king to rule the country. After this man death, his grandson will come to rule the country. Okay, but in Mansubdar system, it is not possible. If the Mansubdar will die, his son may not appoint as Mansubdar. It is the final decision will be taken by the emperor. So that is they followed. Next, children, Jagirdars. So they appointed some agents to collect the tax. So these all agents are collecting tax and giving to Jagirdars. Okay, or Mansubdars. So these people who are Mansubdars, they are sending these tax to the emperor. Okay. Next one, at Aurangzeb time, what happened? These Mansubdars also revolted against Aurangzeb. So many Mansubdars are there in the empire. So these all Mansubdars revolted against the Mughal Empire, last empire Aurangzeb. So that is why he did not control these all Mansubdars in his kingdom. Next one, Jabt or Jamindars. So Jabt or Jamindars, actually they are collecting tax from mediators or chief person or headman of the village. Okay, so they are allotting this all area to one headman. That headman is called Jamindar. What is his name? Jamindar. So these Jamindar will collect the tax. Okay, at the time of Akbar's, he appointed one minister. His name is Todarmal. So Todarmal surveyed all land, what type of crops are growing, what is the climate condition of that region, okay, how much yield is coming from the land, etc. He is surveying. According to that survey, they are levying tax reasonably. Okay, it is done by Todarmal. What is his name? Todarmal is the minister of Akbar's reign. Okay. Next one, it is happened in 1572, 1580 AD. Okay, 10 years. Next one, revenue system. But when the people are giving revenue, but after some years, what happened? In some areas, the people did not give the revenue to the Mansubdars or Jamindars. They also resisted. For example, here Gujarat people and Bengali people, they did not give the revenue of their region. Next one, headman. So the Mughal empires or Mansabdars are appointing in a village one headman. Through headman they are collecting the tax. That headman is called Jamindar. That means Jamindars possessed the lands of the certain village. So that is also happened. Next one, Jamindar system is hereditary base. Hereditary means what? After Jamindar, his son will come as Jamindar. After this man, his grandson will come as Jamindar. So this Jamindar possessed the land which is belongs to a certain area or village. Okay, it is hereditary, but Mansabdari system is not hereditary. Okay, it will appointing by the emperor after death of the Mansabdar. The king did not appoint as Mansabdar his son, but here Jamindari system it is hereditary. Okay, children. Next one, Jamindars and peasants. They came together. Peasants are the cultivators. They are giving tax to the Jamindars. Jamindars will give tax to the Mansabdars. Okay, but here what happened? After some years, that means in 17th century, these Jamindars and peasants revolted. That means refused to give tax to the Mansabdars or Mughal Empire. So that is happening. Okay, children, I will explain to you the remaining part in the next class. Thank you.